Hey everyone, Coops here from the Whole Box and Dice. Got something a little bit different for you today. Hour of Devestation still, but we're looking at Commander, EDH. What kind of cards are going to make the biggest impact? A couple of dark horses and some sure to be fan favorites. As you all know, or hopefully know, or maybe I've cleverly not given off this impression, but Commander is not my strong suite, so I brought on the lovely from Cheshire Plays Games to help me out. He's going to be giving you all the knowledge, all the lowdown. I'll try and throw my two cents in where I can. So let me introduce the lovely Cheshire. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Want to say hi to the folks?
Hi.
There you go.
Yeah, strong suite or strong suit?
I like
suit. Strong suit. Suit.
Hey, no, we have a strong suite. Like our rooms are strong. They're formidable rooms. We have a formidable roomy EDH feel to this video.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I'm on a diet, so I haven't had chocolate in a little while. So can we not stay sweet and can we go back to suit? Because that'd be grand.
Go back to suit. We will absolutely do suit. The Commander is not my strong suit, if you will. So we have the lovely Cheshire in here for this. But yes, thank you again for being a part of it.
No worries. I'm Cheshire from Cheshire Plays Games, so thank you for having me. This is going to be fun. We talk some EDH. I get to put out some knowledge onto people's screens.
Definitely check Cheshire out. He does a little bit on YouTube. He does a whole bunch of stuff on Twitch. He plays most games under the sun, but a lot of stuff on Magic and Pokemon, and the streams are always enjoyable. He has a great wealth of knowledge that he can pull from, so it'll be a real treat. So hopefully you all get the time to check out his Twitch and his YouTube, so throw some love Cheshire's way. But touching on, like I said, EDH and Commander today, and Chesh, what are your best picks right now for Hour of Devestation, the upcoming set?
Well, Coops, I'm happy you asked. The first one is the Locust God.
Yeah, Locust God, legendary creature, 4 generic, blue and a red. It's the flyer, the 4/4. Not indestructible, because these are like the weird false gods, but it has the horrible card draw, insect spewing mechanic of whenever you draw a card, create a 1/1 blue and red insect creature token with flying and haste, pay 4, 2 generic, blue and a red, draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever, like I said, it dies, return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. What are your thoughts?
Well, look, it seems to be an amazing Izzet Commander. Not only does it show a whole ton of promise, when I say promise, I guess I should clarify that with, it shows that it'll probably put a nice big target on your back to be killed by every other player. But it looks like a lot of fun. So basically, whenever you draw a card, you get a 1/1 haste flying insect. If someone kills the god itself, it goes back to your hand at the end step, so it's extremely hard to kill. So it won't go back to the command zone or anything like that if it's killed, which is great. So you never have to spend additional mana, generally speaking, to actually replay it. So every time you replay your commander after the first time you've cast it, if it goes from the command zone back into play, you have to pay an extra 2 generic mana. So it'll completely reduce that, which is thumbs up in my book, double thumbs up in fact. So I can see that being fairly busted in the right kind of deck.
Awesome. Would you say it's going to be a target on your back like the Aurelia, the Angel style size target? Are we at that level yet, or?
If anyone sees this in your command zone, they're going to gun for you, because otherwise, yeah, you're just going to get smashed.
What about, say, with like Enter the Infinite then? Like draw your deck and then put a card on top?
Absolutely. So pretty much generate, let's say, 80 insects or however many you've got left in cards in your deck. Yeah, exactly. Wheel your hand with something else, do it again. You know, it's not going to be that hard to really smash somebody with some serious face time of swarms. So you're just going to cycle your hand, basically. Well, no, I shouldn't say cycle, because of cycling is back. But you're going to wheel your hand, and you're going to have enough insects to wheel your hand again. And then if you get another wheel and you've got the mana, you're just going to kill all 3 opponents at once, just in the one turn.
Oh, that's very dirty. That is the kind of jank that we are all about here at the Whole Box and Die. So I'm glad that you share our vision of just horrible Magic plays. Maybe with something like Omniscience as well, so you can play your draw cards for free. Is that like viable in this?
Omniscience.
Omniscience.
Yeah. Extremely.
Yes.
Yep. So. when you're doing something like that, absolutely, because you're playing a whole bunch of cards for free, especially if you put in things like Dream Halls. Dream Halls is if you remove a card from your hand that's the same color as a card that you want to cast, you get to cast it for free. So if you're just wheeling that way as well, like, look at all my insects, you're dead, yay! It looks really good. Busted.
That is horrible. I always get this with the pronunciations of cards. It's like you hear people saying like divining top or divining top kind of thing. Like it's like tomato, tomato, but there's no pronunciation. So everyone's just like, I'll take creative license to call it whatever I want.
Well, it's spelt like it should be omniscience, but it's actually omniscience.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. But yes, that is very, very dirty. I think that is a great way to kick things off. But what about something like Mirage Mirror? How do you feel about that?
This card's just busted. Well, okay, well, it's not busted, but it's good. I'll explain. So you're paying 3, and it's copying pretty much any permanent.
Horrible.
You want to explain what the card does for the folks at home?
Yeah, for sure. But hang on, just before I do that, just my first initial thought is: does Infect work the same way in Commander as we see it? Is that going to be viable?
Yeah. Okay. So Mirror's already in play. Somebody plays a Blightsteel. You copy it. You then equip it with, say, something like I don't think Blightsteel is legendary, so equip it with that Myriad sword thing. The 3-cost sword, make the copy unblockable, and then just win on the spot because you're attacking everyone at once.
Sure. So Mirage Mirror, I think it's pay 2, not pay 3, and then becomes a copy of target artifact, creature, enchantment, or land until end of turn. And it's only costs 3 to put this down. So Mirage Mirror as an artifact seems like it could be a lot of fun to fit into a lot of different decks.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like super speedy damage, and like maybe combining it with something like a slip through space, for example. Coppering like a Marriott Liege token, perhaps. Like
yes, absolutely. So that comes from like Dark Depths. There's actually, I think it's a legacy deck that's called Turbo Dark Depths.
Nice.
And it makes a Marriott Liege token, which is a 2020. Being able to copy that with a Mirage Mirror and going, oh well, my Mirage Mirror was already in play at the start of my turn, so it doesn't have summoning sickness, and it can attack straight away. Yeah, that's kind of gross.
Oh, that's I'm glad there is these kind of horrible interactions in Commander and EDH, and it's beautiful. It's the kind of standard that I want to see exist, but I'm also terrified to open that Pandora's box. But maybe Fraying Sanity is something that I'm pretty excited for in Standard, but I'm sure it is horrible with the breadth of cards you have in EDH. So what can you tell me about Fraying Sanity? Because mill decks are not annoying enough already, so like Super Mill kind of sounds like disgusting.
Yeah, well look, if you use the mirror to copy Fraying Sanity, that's definitely a thing, but because mill decks obviously haven't been annoying enough in recent times, like Magic Origins, we saw that there was that Sphinx's Tutelage deck.
Yep.
And now we've got Super Mill. So, Wizards, I love you and I hate you at the same time.
Yeah, double the mill in Commander seems really, really unfun. So,
well, you say unfun, but see, for a long time, people slammed mill, saying it wasn't viable. That this just couldn't work, especially Commander. It's only been probably in the last couple of years that people have actually opened up and gone, mill's actually kind of viable.
Right.
But now it's super viable with things like Aberrant Abomination. Which is it's the zombie one.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess if you play this in Commander, you want stuff to copy it, like obviously the mirror, maybe things like sculpting steel to copy the mirror, so both of your mirrors can copy fraying. Like, can you do that? Like, is that legal? Like, because you're not making any friends if that's something that you can actually pull off.
You can. The only thing is that the mirror does revert back to its former self, so it reverts back to a mirror. So yes, you can until I think the end of turn. So as long as you're milling somebody during your turn, then you're fine. You're super milling them with 3. Can you imagine this in one-on-one Commander?
No,
Yeah.
no way. No, I can't. I don't want to live in a world where that's the deck that you might see being shuffled up in front of you.
I'm going to call this deck Salad, because you don't make friends with Salad, and you certainly won't make friends with this deck, especially on V1.
Oh, that's horrible. That is a horrible, horrible line. That's bad, mate. That's really bad.
It's perfect. It's just perfect.
It's not perfect.
Well, look, if you think that's kind of tormenting,
I do.
check out Torment of Hellfire. What do you think of that?
Oh, yes. I actually think I get to put one back on you here. I think it's actually Torment of Hailfire. So.
Oh, did I say Hellfire? I meant Hellfire.
Yeah. Look, I don't think if you said like, oh no, don't worry, it's not Hailfire, it's Hellfire, you'd be like, oh well, now I feel a lot better about my life. But Torment of Hailfire is the X and double black. It's the sorcery. Repeat the following process X times. Each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. And my first thoughts is like, does that actually say each opponent? And that would mean everyone, if you're playing multiplayer at the table, would be forced to follow this.
That is correct. Now, there's 2 things here. The first one is the amount of choices on the card means that it's not busted. It's not. But it's extremely powerful. So, yes, it does. You know what that means?
No.
Power it out with a whole bunch of mana. Watch the game sink into a whole pit of torment. I'm going to keep puns here. That's a pun, right? You can class it. Yeah, good.
That's not a pun. That's not even puns anymore. Now you're just being a horrible, horrible person looking for horrible, horrible applications with cards like Torment of Hailfire.
Someone's got it right. So sometimes when you play Commander, you just want to be the annoying guy at the table, or girl, or person. What would be me? I'll just be the annoying person. Not always, but sometimes you just want to go there and dick with people. And this card is the best way to do that.
So what's more annoying, coming up against the deck that features this, or being milled to death in Commander? What's your... I would to your head. What's the one you want to choose, or you want to die to more? You want to die to more mill than like having just your whole hand and board disrupted by Hailfire?
I think mill, because it's hilarious to watch somebody mill, at least a single opponent, but you're going to be building the mill deck around all of your opponents. So one person in particular is going to cop it especially bad. But if you're drawing enough cards to make your opponent discard enough, like with wheels and stuff, again, we're going back to wheels. But if you're going to do that, you're going to be playing Sphinx's Tutelage as well, so everyone's going to be milling anyway.
Absolutely. All right, well, what about... I know we had Locust Gold was in, is it? But what about something just in red? What about something in mono red? What are we looking at in that wheelhouse?
Yeah, the new Naheb is fine. People are talking about how they want to build around it because the whole loss of life generates mana.
Yep.
But it doesn't really grab me that much. Hour of Devestation is fine, I guess, if you're playing a Bolus dot deck, which is something I thought about.
Yep. So Wildfire Elemental, maybe. Like I bet you could play some sweet spells, maybe even some kind of Cascadey deck. Is that something? Am I on the right track there?
You are. Wildfire Elemental would be fine in something like a Cascade deck. I'd have to read the interactions between the cards, but as far as I'm aware, the Wildfire Elemental says that if it's unblocked, you get to play the instant or sorcery from your hand for free without paying its casting cost. Ooh. So the question there would be, if you don't have to pay its casting cost, it's not reduced to 0, you're just not paying it.
Yeah.
Okay. You're still casting it from your hand. So I think the judge rule there would be the fact that the cost of the card still activates for the Cascade to work.
Oh, that is dirty. So that kind of fits in with the way we started with the Locust God deck, and you can cast stuff for free, and then make something like a Slip Through Space or a Key to the City, and take blockers offline, or even make it unblockable and just go through for just horrible interactions in your combat steps, right?
Well, now who's being dirty?
I'm getting the hang of it. I'm getting the hang of this just being a horrible person in Commander. Maybe this is my true calling in life all along.
You're becoming a true Commander player.
Well, when you play LD in Standard, I feel like maybe this kind of filthiness is a lot worse. So it's making me feel a lot better about myself as a player. This
entire set is just filled with dirty, great things.
Yes, I can see already, and look, you sound very proud and you sound very excited, and I think I'm gonna pun you back. So what about saying like Pride Sovereign here because we just saw that Wizards are actually releasing the Cat Commander tribal.
White Cat Commander deck.
Like
Paws of Fury.
So everyone's going to be like buying up like foil Regal Caracals and that kind of stuff. So Pride Sovereign, is this a chance to see some impact in Commander?
I have a foil Caracal somewhere. I have to find that. Look, this is going to be a solid cat and great addition to the green-white cat tribal deck, which originally when we were talking about this I hadn't even thought of because no one had known. Now that is incorrect.
So I was going to say, so Pride Sovereign, in case you've been living under a rock and you haven't seen the new cat power, it's the 3 mana, 2 generic and a green cat creature, and it gets +1/+1 for each other cat you control. So obviously not legendary, so it can't be your commander, but it has, pay white, tap it, exert it, and create 2 1/1 white cat tokens, and they both have lifelink. So
that's just... It creates cat tokens.
Yeah, creates cat tokens.
It creates cats. Yep. It's in a color that can untap itself to create more fucking cats.
That is...
Sorry, I saw it.
That's all right. That's okay. I think the...
cats!
Yes, exactly. I think when you're looking down that many just multiplications of cats, I think it almost warrants some profanity, but it's... I don't know. The tribal decks freak me out, and even more so in Commander when you have so many tricks that you can play with them. But what else? What else are we looking at? Is there something else you like a little bit more?
There is. So, Ruminap Excavator, I believe it's called.
Yeah. The play lands from your graveyard creature. Yep.
Basically, it's Crucible of Worlds on legs. No, wait. Here's a Naga. Hang on. Crucible of Worlds on tail?
Yeah. On a tail? Like it's not tails? It's just on
a single snaky appendage thing? I hate Naga. Okay, well, basically...
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a terrible card at all. And like, as soon as you're talking legs, not legs, but lands, you've got to be looking at Gitrog Monster, right?
Oh, dude, absolutely. So there's 2 things here. So pretty much any deck that runs green should be running this. If you're into budget Commander and you don't have much for Crucible of Worlds, because it is quite an expensive card, I think it's like $20 or $30 at the moment. It's stupid. And it's not cheap. Grab copies of this in foil because Commander players will want it.
Yep.
Grab some non-foil copies for yourself because this is great. You can play lands from your discard pile. Gitrog just goes, I love this card and it's in my color.
Absolutely. That's really dirty. So that's one of your budget pickup tips. I like that. It's good to be able to tell people the kind of cards they want to be looking at. But maybe moving away a little bit from green. What about I know you're a big fan of white. So what's your pick in the plains?
Well, here's the thing. So originally, back when I started Commander many years ago, I didn't play white at all. I didn't like white because back originally when I started playing the game, beta/revised, white was alright, but it wasn't my thing.
Okay.
But now there's so much. Like in the last 10 years, there's been so much good white. I mean, even before that, back in 96 or 97, one of the world's decks was like White Weenie. This is not what we're talking about, though, because this is better than White Weenie. So we have Solemnity. Do you want to read that one out?
Yes, the Solemnity is the just stop having any fun if your deck revolves around counters, right? So your opponents can't get counters of any kind for 3, 2 generic and a white. So it's like, I know not in Commander, but like in Standard, like that's almost splashable as a sideboard because it's just the 1 white. Like it seems like double white should have been where this card was costed, but that's fine. What can you tell me about the effect that this is going to have?
Well, first off, this is, hi there. I'd like to shut down the core reason for your deck to exist. I hope you have an answer. Yeah, so all those big dumb creature decks with green deal in the +1/+1 counters, and there is a lot of those. It gets to shut those down. Experience counters, not today. Pretty much card-wise, that's not all. So with this particular one, though, it's going to be shutting down a whole heap of decks throughout, and I'm going to say it, Modern, Standard, and Commander. But in Commander, you are now going to have to make sure that you have something that destroys enchantments, because once this comes down, you can't get those counters. Those counters, bad.
Planeswalkers, right? So that's the only thing it doesn't shut down.
That's
Everything else doesn't shut down. Is getting shut down, right? Okay.
Exactly. Yep. So, have you seen Aketra's Last Mercy?
Oh yes, I did like this cycle of cards. This is like the Monopoly rich uncle penny bags get out of jail free card, right?
Yep, pretty much. So it resets you back to your starting life total. So in Commander, that's 40.
Oh, it's double. That's horrible.
Yeah, man. So it has a downside of keeping your lands tapped for the next turn, but like, who really cares? Panic button! I need to survive! Just a few more turns for Second Sun! Oh wait, we got you covered, boss. It's all good. Just cast this, you'll be fine. Go back to 40 life from like 2.
So wait, so would you, like, you'd be better than that. You play it with Overwhelming Splendor, right? Because that would work?
I just got a headache. Yeah, so that card just shuts down your opponent completely. Yep. Until they can deal with it. So it shuts them down, it makes all of their creatures become vanilla creatures, so they all lose all abilities, and it's just going to be an absolute nightmare.
Well, it does sound like this set, especially for Commander, as you said, is just going to be huge for EDH. And like, we didn't even look at some of the commons and uncommons that I'm sure will find their way, into decks. So I really appreciate you taking the time to run us through some of the horrible interactions that Hour of Devastation is going to bring to the Commander format.
You say horrible, I say amazing. Yeah, look, if we had more time to go into the commons and uncommons, because there's a lot of split cards. Split cards? Are we calling those split cards?
Yeah, split cards, yeah.
There's a lot of split cards and stuff in this set that are really good, that I think are going to make some sort of even small minor impacts. But overall, this set is an EDH player's dream. We could use more legendary creatures, but overall, the power of the set for EDH is fantastic, especially with those gods. My god, we didn't even touch on the blue-black god. Oh, the Scarab god is just gross. I am going to be playing a zombie deck, and there is nothing you can do about it, and you are going to hate me for it, ever.
Well, maybe like with Ixalan on the horizon, we see some more, legendary creatures. It looks like there's probably some on-theme stuff in the next set as well. So maybe the good times for Commander will keep rolling.
I'm told that pirates are good, and that you should all go and buy that legendary pirate ship from, I think it was the Dark or Legends.
Yeah, yep. I think you're right. Like maybe something
I need to get me a copy.
Yeah, like even things like Kari Zev, like she was a legendary pirate as well. So there's enough flavor.
She's in red, so
yeah, I know it's annoying, but hey, like we never thought we'd see some of the cards we just looked at today. So stranger things have happened. That's for sure. True.
I didn't think we'd ever see a functional reprint of Crucible Worlds as a freaking dude. Wow.
Well, I think before we have aneurysms about the crazy combinations that exist in the coming format, I would... Too late, excellent, good. Well, you won't be much value then going forward, but thank you so much for giving us some of your time, Cheshire. Once again, if you haven't or you didn't see, I'll link all his details. Big Twitch streamer, has awesome knowledge, as you've just heard, on a lot of EDH, some really kooky combinations, and once again, thank you for spending your time with us today. Really appreciate it.
Oh, and if you want to check out some more stuff that I wrote about this set, just go to stickytrigger.com and have a look for the article I wrote, because there's some stuff on there as well.
And Sticky Trigger, one of, if not the largest independent, like gaming and like pop culture kind of review content sites out there. So especially for all you guys and girls over here in Oz, definitely show them some love, because always good to support some homegrown talent.
Give them some love, some hugs. Hugs, warm.
Thanks so much again, Chesh. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
No
Keep cracking packs.
I will. We got heaps of Can We Flip It coming up for Hour of Devastation. But I've been Coops. This is the Whole Box and Dice special episode featuring Chesh from Cheshire Plays Games. Peace, guys. You get to do the peace sign as well now as a sign off. Thanks, guys. Much love.